Why are movies so dark? The people making them are working with absolutely optimal conditions and technology, and forget that the average viewer might not have the same benefits. Also applies when they are creating semi-audible mumbled dialogue. I used to tell my daughter the Harry Potter movies were low budget, they had to save somewhere, and electricity and lighting was it. Horrible stuff. This dark shit is unwatchable and it's been going on for decades. Made for cinema, turn off the lights. Swear it's like directors are in a contest for moody vibes over watchability. All about realism or cinematic depth, they say. But it's just an excuse to skimp on lighting budgets, isn't it? It's a contemporary aesthetic that just so happens to be popular at the moment. It started when we moved from celluloid film to digital cinema cameras. When films and shows were shot on celluloid film, you had to check the light levels and make sure you didn't underexpose the film. As movies cost millions, you preferred to be safe than sorry. So night scenes and dark scenes were achieved with contrast. Think of Terminator or Titanic, where night is blue and then contrast is added with yellow lamps in the scene. Sure, there were some exceptions with more artistic and experimental directors of photography, but for the major part of films, this is what they looked like. Then came digital cameras good enough to make Hollywood movies and series work. Now you could see what things would look like right there in the viewfinder. You didn't need to be safe, it was all there live while you shoot. So now directors of photography could make looks that were truly dark. Why they like this, I don't know. But I think it's very temporary. The aesthetics aren't that nice and memorable when it's just large dark areas on screen. Because of that show Dark. Amazon Prime is one of the worst offenders. Weren't there a bunch of complaints for the new Game of Thrones because it was just unwatchable? Yep, I've noticed it too. Tried to watch Alien Romulus the other day, it was too fucking dark. Easier to hide stuff they don't want you to see, focus on if it's a little dark. Also easier to blend in special effects. Maybe OLED TVs being more popular now. They handle shades of black better, so directors can dim the lighting a bit. It's kinda edgy, a bit atmospheric. Made for cinemas and perhaps only look great on OLED HDR TVs. I haven't noticed an issue on my TV which is one of these, but perhaps modern stuff created in the last few years was designed with this in mind. 1. Digital cameras do darkness way better than old ones. 2. Filling the frame with darkness is cheaper than spending on scenery and settings. 3. Anti-piracy, maybe? Older video codecs had problems with darkness levels. Remember that infamous Coty episode? I wonder how many legit viewers had issues with it. It all started with Godfather Roman 2. Yeah, hard to watch much without HDR 10 or better. I don't think it's that bad, I watch everything in the dark, so it actually is good looking, I think. I must admit that my wife and I often comment on how dark movies have become. Now, we're much older folks and sometimes we can barely what's happening in the show. Somebody's certainly cheap. Part of it is due to the rise of streaming video. The compression methods that are used favor certain artistic styles with darker shots, less movement, and less color. This Tom Scott video on compression artifacts U2.ber6 RPUO6 HMIC equals RT3KRZP0 BQXWKY has some great info on the topic. I agree, it's annoying. And so are the soundtracks drowning out the dialogue half the time now too. Fortunately, after being frustrated long enough, I remembered I could use my remote to go into the menu on my actual TV to adjust bright dark settings, change the sound delivery too. I wish it would help me get rid of the commercial ads that have found me after cutting the cable cord 13ers unless I want to pay double for my streaming platforms. I'm stuck with them. PFFT.